social media, feel free to share this out. Let me know what you got going on today. We're going to have some fun. Good morning. This is KHEA Radio. It's Kickstart. My name is Gardy. This is going to be an exciting morning. We have Dr. Chapa in studio. We're going to be talking about sleep. We're going to be talking about detox and living well, one bite at a time. And Dr. Chapa, how are you doing today?
Gardy, I'm doing fantastic. It's another day in paradise. I'm just glad to be here on the show, bright-eyed and bushy-tailed, ready to rock and roll with you guys out there that are subscribed to our channel, that are sharing this information with your friends, family, and loved ones. We live just in a world where we're inundated with information. We're not quite sure what's true anymore, what to believe, and at Living Well, we've always just stood behind a practice that we're giving you the most up-to-date health and wellness information available that can change your life, that can change your family's life, and that can influence your future in a positive way. That means no more illness, no more reoccurring infections every time the seasons change, that you're able to overcome allergy signs and symptoms. It doesn't mean that you're absolved of these things. It doesn't mean that you're never going to have this stuff, but it's fewer and far between, the battles, and your body's able to overcome more effectively when the battle comes. Jennifer and I were talking about another time on the show, and just even in our clinical roundtables when we get together with our team. And we say that it's not about never being sick, right? That's not wellness. Oftentimes when the body never gets sick, it's an indication that the body is so sick that it can't even mount a defense or a white flag of warning. It's about how does your body respond when it gets sick. And it's all the better. I had a young boy come in yesterday, and it was, it seemed sudden onset, low-grade fever, some body aches. It sounded viral, but it tested out bacterial. You know what I mean? So it just wasn't, it has to be viral. No, it doesn't. Just because the world's told you the last 2 years that everything is viral doesn't mean that it's going to be viral. There's still bacterial infections, strep and staph type stuff, earaches still exist, and so being able to give tools to help support those immune challenges as they arise is an important facet of what we do at Living Well, is to help you navigate what it is you're dealing with versus what it isn't, or what the Dr. Google is telling you. You need somebody to be helping evaluate you in your health and wellness journey, because you will find that you're not going to be as sick as often. I had a long haulers patient come in last week, and he unmotivated, just really down in the dumps, and was struggling. I mean, just absolute struggling. And I told him, I said, come on in. We got to get you on the table. We got to test you out and see what's up, because that's just not normal. I mean, this is a normally pretty bright-eyed fella and optimistic, and I could tell something was wrong. So we got him on the table, and sure enough, he goes, after he left that evening, he goes, I think I feel better. We had just done a foot bath and adjustment, and did some sinus work on him, and then built him a protocol, and out the door he goes, and then I see him on Sunday, and he says, "Wow, I can't believe how fast, it's like my brain turned on, my body started to work like it was supposed to again." And I said, "Yeah, it's important that we keep you on the table, that we keep you in the treatment room. There's something about coming in for visits and allowing, Jennifer, Molly, Dr. Amber, and I to evaluate you in our clinical arena, in our laboratory, because in that room we can figure out where your body's glitching." I have patients that are going through detox right now. We are day 9 of the detox program. For those that are joining us on the detox, we welcome you. We're excited that you're there. If you're just now getting started, don't let that be a deterrent that we're 9 days ahead or even 5 days ahead. Just get started, because we had to have a hard start and a hard end date. I mean, that's just the way it goes. But people have already started. There's people that are on day 15 right now, and that we're behind them. I have patients that, because they have some sort of event at the end of the month, a vacation scheduled, a 50th birthday or something that is going to, keep them from detoxing with the group. But they're still coming to the meetings. They're still a part of the tribe and enjoying the community as they can and as they see fit. So we welcome all those that are tuning in to for the first time, or as a regular tonight at 6:30 p.m. at Butler's Courtyard. We are going to be having our a detox class, and you're going to get to meet detox coaches, other people that are in the detox program. It's gone off without a hitch. It's been absolutely phenomenal. We've teamed up with Anchor Point Ministries Hope House, and who's allowed us basically to kind of partner with them, and we're making a contribution to them for those that come to the event. And so we want people to just be a part of what we're doing at Living Well, because we're not just reaching out into your world. We're reaching out into other people's worlds to make a difference. So it's just exciting what you can do when you team up with other great like-minded people.
Is it a lot of fun?
It has been awesome. It's probably, honestly, every year we strive to make the Detox a one-up from the previous year, and I would say without a doubt, no doubt about it, this year has by far been the best. I saw a little pop-up ad, and I think it was from 10 years ago on Facebook. It kind of throws up weird memories and why it picks some of the things. Normally it's 1 year or 2 year memories, but this was a 10-year ago memory. And it said, I had this whole little blurb about living well, being well, one bite at a time, and that 25 people came out and they were at the detox meeting and their lives are being changed. I'm very excited, and but it also humbled me a little bit because 75 people, were at the last two events, and we have room for more. So please, definitely, we encourage you to come. The community is everything. I mean, that's what makes the Detox powerful. We had, over, I think, 40 or 20 to 40 people on the Zoom. So we do have a digital component, but, we're also really proud that at Living Well, we are keeping the face-to-face contact. We're keeping the one-on-one feel, because the community is everything. I mean, the computer's nice, I guess, if that's all you got, and at some points in our past, that's all we had. But we continually, even through the pandemic, we found that we stayed to our guns. Like, we stayed in the laboratory. We kept people coming to the office so that we could serve them and teach them and be with them, because, man, nothing like a warm body, flesh to flesh. Pressing flesh is a good thing, and we need people. We need the tribe, and so we've just held our tribe together, and I think it's weathered the storm, and I think that's why we're having such a great detox. It's fun to see the coaching element come in. It gives you a one-on-one feel. I mean, I've gotten just nothing but great raving feedback on how much fun people are having that have done the detox 5 or 6 times. It's not even like this is their first time and they never experienced it. It's that it's better than ever. And so community is just a powerful thing, and yes, it has been wonderful. I thought what we would, kind of discuss a little bit today, because, there's so many facets to detoxification that we don't always get to tap into. I mean, yes, more energy, weight loss, these are all great things, right? There's other faculties that help, that you can that detox can help. It can improve sleep. So I thought about we would just kind of dive into a little bit about the power of sleep. I mean, so these are from some stats from the sleep revolution, 1970s, only 3 sleep centers in the United States. Okay, so 1970s, there's 3 sleep centers in all U.S. Today, guess how many?
There was only 3 in the 70s. There has to be 100,000.
Oh, that's a lot. No, 2,500 accredited sleep centers across the country. Now, this is a 7-year-old stat, though, so it could be higher. I don't know. And so drowsy drivers are involved in over 328,000 accidents per year. Drowsy drivers. So, I mean, so sleep is already making a difference, and this is a 7-year-old study or stat sheet, and I can assure you it's probably, higher, because people haven't gotten better at sleep if, in fact, they've gotten worse at sleep, right? And, I mean, how many people, with a thumbs up and a like can say that they have problems falling asleep? It takes them an hour to go to sleep. It takes them 30 minutes to go to sleep. Do you know it should take you less than 7 minutes to fall asleep? I mean, think about that. And you're saying, Dr. Chapa, there's no way I can fall asleep in 7 minutes. Yes, there is. You can program the body accordingly by making sure that your blood sugar is stable, making sure that you're not eating too late in the day. Make sure you're not eating fruit too late in the day. Making sure you're not doing any sugary stuff too late in the day, and making sure that your environment for sleep is set up according to good healthy practice. And so in kids, sleep deprivation can cause them to become more, guess what? Hyperactive. Oh, we still have, ADHD problems in this country?
Yeah.
You think so?
Mm-hmm.
Are you sure? Yeah, I think so. What about, learning disabilities? We see that. Reading disabilities, dyslexia is still, on the rise. And people want to blame it on what? Oh, I was just born that way, How is everybody born with dyslexia? How is everybody born with ADD, ADHD? No, it's a formula. You follow the recipe, you get the result. It's input outcome, right? And so if you do the things that cause ADD, ADHD, and hyperactivity, then you're going to get ADD, ADHD, and hyperactivity, right? And then you're going to see things where the brain is running so hard and fast. I mean, how do you teach them the ABCs? How do you teach them the sounds of the letters? How do you help them put those things together when they have the attention span of a gnat? It's not their fault. Well, is it their fault? Is it maybe, I don't want to say it, maybe it's your fault. What are you doing to help contribute to that, that thinking pattern for your kid? It's not that you want them to be that way, but what if you're feeding them the sad American diet? The standard American diet, SAD. And what that means is that they're starting their day with what?
Cereal, sugar.
That's right. What are they ending their day with?
Some sweet pasta.
Yeah. What are they getting snack-wise throughout the day?
Some salty foods, chips. Yeah.
I mean, just
processed food.
And I mean, I even had this same talk with, a teenager just the other day I was like, look, you do realize that, as good as you think ramen noodles taste, and I don't care how many eggs you add to it to make it quote-unquote better, MSG is a known monosodium glutamate, that's what MSG stands for, is a known what? Brain poison. Brain
it's a neurotoxin,
toxin.
right?
It is a neurotoxin, that's right. And neuro meaning brain and nervous system, toxin meaning what? Poison, something that will kill you. And so MSG can burn neurons out, and of course that leads to more of the same hyperactivity, overstimulation. And if you put that in at 5, 6, 7, 8 o'clock in the evening, then how can you expect your body to be set up at all to fall asleep? You know what I mean? It doesn't make. It's not logical. There's some layer of common sense. Hey, let me just take a big block of sugar and put it in right at bedtime, and then wonder why I'm bouncing off the walls and my mind won't shut down.
Or kids too, yeah.
Oh, even worse, the kids.
Mm-hmm.
And so we just got to be mindful. Let's see. Chemically induced sleep may limit restorative behaviors. So
is that sleep aids?
Yes.
Chemically induced?
Yep, that's right. So like it even though you might get you might take a sleep aid and fall asleep, it changes your brainwave patterns, and you don't actually maximize the sleep rotation of your alpha, beta, delta sleep REM sleep patterns.
I've had that happen. I've taken melatonin before, and I wear this heart rate monitor that tracks my sleep. It's called a Whoop, WHOOP, and it goes on your heart rate and sleep. And I've seen that on days that I've taken that to go to sleep, like I'm trying to go to sleep early, my sleep is trash, and I just would have been better if I maybe didn't take it.
Yeah,
it's interesting.
And so people say, well, what about you recommend calcium and magnesium at bedtime? Is that the same thing? No, because calcium and magnesium are nutrients, and these nutrients, they help to support the body's natural way, right? So if my body has a fever and it's pulling calcium and magnesium out of the muscles and out of the bones, and my muscles and my bones hurt, that I can put in calcium and magnesium and prevent the pull of muscle tissue, depletion of bone tissue, and therefore my muscles and bones don't hurt because I'm giving resources to my troops. If my sleep is affected, so just think of your body hurting when you have the flu or have, just feverish chills and things of that nature. That's your body's outward cry for nutrient depletion, right? Or a nutrient restoration. It needs something. Well, when you can't fall asleep, that is your body's cry for what? Nutrient restoration. You've got to put something in. And so you think, oh, melatonin. Well, some people do really great on melatonin, by the way. And melatonin has some good research that it can help, but it doesn't help everybody. Calcium, magnesium is a basic fundamental. It's a staple. It's something that is it's not a crutch, it's a must. You can't function without it. And your brain will calm down. It's God's tranquilizer. It is a brain calming agent. It's an immune stimulator. It's a regulator of detoxification. Like, you can't function without it. It does so many wonderful things. It's one of the most abundantly used, if not the most abundantly used mineral in the body. It's like a competition between calcium and magnesium. They have this healthy, fight to who's on top.
Healthy competition.
It's always good. And so, so yes, if you need sleep aids, or you're finding yourself with sleep trouble, and we just talked about one, just not being able to fall asleep because your mind is racing. What about the people that can't stay asleep? They're waking up at 3 a.m, staring at the ceiling, wondering, why am I awake, Gardy? Why? I'm not even dreaming. Like, I don't think. Pinch myself. Oh, yep, I felt it. I'm awake. Why am I awake? I don't need to pee. My mind is awake. That's typically an endocrine or hormonal component. That could be a liver component. Some people wake up in the middle of the night burning hot. They wake up kicking covers off. They wake up kicking clothes off. They wake up drenched. I mean, these are all things that happen to people during the nighttime hours, and they don't realize that this is not normal. They think, oh, it's normal for them because it's happened for them for the last year or two. Oh, I'm just getting old. I'm going through menopause. Oh, I'm going through perimenopause. Oh, I've just always had erect hormones. Whatever, right? Oh, I've just had a stressful week. We have so many like, oh, I got to blame it on something, right? Instead of, body, what do you need? This is where I just say, Holy Spirit, what do I need? Show me, teach me, help me see, because something's wrong. You know what I mean? Instead of going, oh, I'm just accepting the status quo, I pray and say, Lord, help me not accept the status quo. Help me find the solution. Help me find a way to help the body not do that. So I have found a couple times, if I'm, had a real stressful day and I got home late and I know I'm not going to have time to unwind, because everybody needs a little unwind time. Okay?
Yeah.
And not wine time, unwind time, right? It's very different.
Unwind.
Right? We got to be very clear today.
Right.
Because so many people are so stressed, they're reaching to the WINE instead of to the, natural processes of unwinding, right? And if you're reaching to wind, to unwind, that is a problem. I've always made a deal with myself. I'm never allowed to consume, and this is my whole practice, I've never been able to consume alcohol if I was stressed. That wasn't an answer. Because if I allowed that to be an answer, then I might find that I still use that as an answer today, and I unfortunately make a justification, rationalization for bad behavior ongoing. And that's what gets people in trouble. Is one time a week ain't going to maybe hurt you, but every night? Come on. I mean, is your life that stressed out that you need to put poison in every night to put yourself to sleep? Come on. You need to look in the mirror and have a little different conversation with yourself, Like, you need to look for a better answer. And this is what we teach people is, yeah, sometimes it's a hard, bitter pill to swallow, but there's better ways to unwind, right? So what if you took a little bit of calcium magnesium powder and you took a little bit of Nevaton, which is Damiana, Shatavari, and Skullcap, and St. John's, and what if that rested your mind? What if we did some, L-tryptophan or L-dopa or L-tryptophan, and what if we did some of these neurotransmitter techniques? What if we, went and evaluated just your sleeping environment? You know what I mean? We haven't got to that yet, but I mean, all that it are signs and symptoms that you have need of change in your life in order to create healthy levels of restoration. Let's see. 2015 Consumer Reports found that Ambien and Lunesta put people to sleep about 20 minutes faster, but added 3 to 34 minutes of total sleep time throughout the whole night. To play with that idea for a second. So you get to fall asleep 20 minutes faster than your normal hour. Oh, that's good, right?
Mm-hmm.
But you only get 3 to 34 minutes of total sleep time bonus. at what cost? Just like we said earlier, it winds up chemically altering pathways in the brain, creating a deeper layer of toxicity and a deeper need for restoration. So this brings into our conversation how detoxification can affect positively sleep. And why? Because instead of putting chemicals into the body to help the brain shut down and to get only 3 to 34 minutes of better sleep, we use detoxification to enhance the liver during the nighttime cycle, the 1 to 3 a.m. when it's most active anyway. We're giving it support so that your body will release more growth hormones and that you get deeper, more powerful, more restorative, regenerative sleep. So now you're going to sleep and you're getting deeper sleep. You're waking up feeling more refreshed, and your body is able to, frankly, shut down because on the detox program, what are the things that we're taking out of the body from a food perspective? Sugar, stimulants, the 4 deadly food additives, the 4 most common food allergens. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I had a guy come in yesterday, and he said, the Lord told him to go on a vegetarian diet. I'm like, all right, cool. I'm down for that. I'm on a 21-day vegetarian diet myself, and he's been on it for about 3 weeks. He says, but I noticed something. In the past, anytime I would eat, gluten at all, I could not. I'd get a headache within 3 days. Well, okay, that doesn't make that's not a stretch. I mean, gluten is top 2 most common food allergies. Irritates the bowel, causes headaches, aka vascular suboccipital headaches, based in the base of the skull and the neck, tension headaches, and leads potentially to migraines whenever your bowels get clogged up enough because you put all that bread in there. And he goes, but I noticed something. When I'm on the vegetarian diet, I can eat bread all day long. And I'm like, okay, so let me just ask you a quick question. What kind of bread are you eating? He goes, I don't know, just whatever I can get. Which means what? He's putting in refined flour. He's putting in enriched flour. I said, listen. I said, would you go outside and lick the rocks on the pavement right now? He goes, no, that'd be stupid. I'm like, yeah, but that's what you're doing when you're putting in coal tar derivatives that they call B vitamins they enriched your flour with. When it says enriched flour, when it says refined flour, they are literally putting coal tar derivatives from the street in your food, and they're calling you enriched. No, they are tricking you. They are duping you. There's so much research around what refined flours do and enriching flours do to the body. It robs the body of B vitamins. Would you know that you need B vitamins to run detoxification? That you need B vitamins to make sure the liver is purging and converting toxins that are in the fat cells into water-soluble substrates that you can poop out, pee out, sweat out, breathe out. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Like I'm putting in these enriched B vitamins. They don't work? No, they don't work. Your body knows that they're fake. And so it actually winds up clogging the system up and bogging it down and altering. You need B vitamins to shut the mind down. We use this one product in our office. It's a fat-soluble B vitamin from Standard Process called Cataplex G. And it literally calms the brain. It opens up the arteries and slows down the system a little bit. It helps to unwind the body so that you're more in a restful state when you're going into the sleep state. Right? It's just, you got to look at it like downshifting. You don't go from 70 to 0 very quickly unless you're in a quote unquote, in an injury accident, a motor vehicle accident, right? If you go from 70 to 0 fast, that's problematic. We wind down, right? So we got to do things. So the Cataplex G, powerful. The different, herbals that calm the body down. Holy basil, the skullcap, the damiana, the saffron, these different herbs that we can use, the minerals that we can use to calm the brain down, to calm the body down. The feeding of your detox pathways during the night cycle. Again, the detox game is such a powerful influence on all systems in the body. And so I'm talking about sleep today because sleep is a very vital part of detoxification. And without good sleep, you're not detoxing. So even if you're on day 8 or day 9 or day 10 of the detox and you still haven't noticed sleep improvement, you got to get with us and let us know. Let us teach you. Let us find a deeper solution. Just like the guy with the long haulers, the guy, the little kid with the illness. Like, we have to get you in sometimes and evaluate more deeply because you've suffered so long. Like, what, well, let's see what the next one is. Well, before I get too far off my tangents here. Okay, so high schoolers. Each hour of extra sleep is associated with a 10% drop in binge drinking. What is it? That's an interesting stat. High schoolers shouldn't be drinking anyway.
Right.
But okay. Each hour of extra sleep is associated with a 10% drop in binge drinking. Okay. Sleep plays a crucial role in emotional processing. Well, don't you think high schoolers and junior high kids need some more emotional processing abilities? I mean, aren't they going through quite a bit already with their hormonal changes? And so if we could help them, emotionally process their day better by getting an extra hour of sleep, you know what that means, Gardy? That means we need to turn the screens off at night. I think we should, take it with as a personal responsibility as adults running our homes, that maybe we put some sort of timer device where the internet shuts off between 10 and 12 at night. What? That's heresy. I can't watch and binge watch my shows. I can't watch my YouTube. I can't watch my TikTok, and I can't do all that stuff. I can't watch all these crazy people in what we call, what do they call it? The wave. When you get caught in the wave and you just keep waving your finger up. Anybody ever do that?
Just swiping up. What's the next one? Yeah.
Yeah, what's the next one? What's
right.
the next one? And you just find yourself 30 minutes in, and you're like, what the heck? I just wasted 30 minutes of my life. I could have been sleeping, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so, but what happens is it's not so much the wave, it's the blue light. It's the fluorescent light. It's the little dots that are on your your cable box, on your TV box, on your fire detectors, even the moonlight coming in through the window. All those things stimulate melanocytes in your skin and remind them, hey, it's not night time yet. Even you could be so sensitive, and we are all very sensitive, by the way, to blue light. Okay, so to think that you're absolved to this and that this doesn't apply to you, I'm telling you, laptops, TVs, iPhones, any screen at all, unless you have some sort of protective device on it, affects you and will keep you awake at night. And you will literally stay awake all the night long. I've seen this with my own kids. If they have their device open and out, they can stay up till late. If I turn them all off, they get sleepy. Play a board game, they get sleepy. Play a card game, they get sleepy. Read a book to them, they get sleepy. Why is that? Because I'm not upregulating their brainwaves. I'm putting them in the downshift. I'm downshifting. I'm unwinding them until they go off to la la land. Isn't that a great thing?
It is. How soon before? I mean, how long does it take to unwind with a kid, or even an adult like myself?
I would say an hour and a half. It's about the same time as an actual sleep cycle. I mean, can you unwind in 30 minutes? I don't know, dude. I mean, I've come home from a long day just because I had to put in some extra hours. There was extra projects. It was just a stressful day. This and that happened. It was just one of those days where life just kicked you in the pants all day, every day, right?
Mm-hmm.
That happens from time to time, even to me. And it's not always roses. But here's the thing. If I know I have to get up early the next morning and I've got to get myself to bed, I mean, just going and taking a bath or a shower isn't necessarily enough of an unwind. That's step one. That downshifts you a little bit, right? And then crawling in bed and letting your body mellow out a bit. That's another downshift. If you do stretching exercises, that could be a downshift. If you do prayer time at night, that could be a downshift. Reading could be a downshift. So if you're in a bind, in a pinch, I really do aspire to the calcium magnesium powder, the white powder we use, as well as the Nevaton to help the brain and body unwind. The Cataplex G, that fat-soluble B vitamin, to help the body cool its jets faster. So I'm trying to take that hour and a half and squeeze it into 45 minutes to 30 minutes. I really think at best 30 minutes. I mean, and that's if your body's already running at a pretty top-notch efficiency level. If you're burning the candle night after night, day after day, month after month, there's no way you can pull it in 30. No way. I mean, and it's silly to even think that you should or could. You know what I mean? Like, we have these unrealistic expectations that there's just a button we push that powers the body down. You know what I mean? It just isn't real. The body when we're pushing it all day, every day, and we're feeding it sugar and stimulants and caffeine and colas and everything else to stimulate our bodies to go, and then to ask it just to go to a dead stop. I mean, where's the logic in that, right? I mean, when I explain it that way, you're like, oh, well, yeah, that anybody could figure that out, Dr. Chapa. Right. But yet, let's look at your patterns for the last 6 days. You know, and you go, easy, wait a second. We don't need to evaluate me. This isn't about me now.
Yeah.
You know, and I get it, right? It's hard to swallow the introspective pill, right? Because it might mean you have to make a decision. Remember, it's your life, it's your health,
it's your choice.
It's your choice, all day, every day. All right. And so I think this is just good, practices of, hey, these are the things I got to do in order to live better, be better, and stay better. One bite at a time, one thought at a time, one habit at a time, right? It's these little disciplines. I remember a lady told me one time, a good friend of ours, I said, girl, I'm just in a funk. Like, I don't want to read. I don't want to listen to nothing. I just don't even care right now. Like, I can listen to music. That's about all I can do. She goes, great. Then don't. Except, there's always the exception, right? Don't you love when the Holy Spirit tells you, except you have to do this, right? And sometimes the Holy Spirit comes to you in flesh. That's why I love pressing flesh. That's why I love one-on-one. That's why the community is so powerful, guys. I'm telling you, you are a product of the people that you listen to, the people that you hang out with, the books and the CDs that you participate in. No question. So if you don't have people that you allow to speak into your life and that you're open with, then you're in TRUBLE land. Trouble. Right here in River City. We don't need that, right? So I told her, and she said, you must, as a daily discipline, because it is a daily discipline, must either read your scripture, your Bible, or listen to it every day. It's got to bathe over you. It's got to pour over you. Why? Because those are the best vitamins you can get. Spiritual vitamins for your spirit man. You don't want your spirit man to be pruny. You don't want him to be weak. You don't want him to be frail. You want him to be strong and mighty, so that he is vibrant, full of vim, vigor, and vip, so that he can translate information into your cells physically, so that you rise up mentally, emotionally, and that you're able to process your environment more effectively. Isn't that a good word? We should record that again. I wish I could say it again.
Say it again.
So anyway, I don't know if I can. Seriously, it just flowed. Praise God. So I think that we look back. How long does it take, Gardy? It could take 30 minutes at the best, hour and a half at most minimums.
It's a good goal.
That's the goal. You've got to give yourself that time to unwind.
Mm-hmm.
Unwind, right? I know some of you guys like to say, he said why? No, just kidding. All right, 2014, Duke study shows that the less we sleep as we get older, the faster our brains age. Increasing the risk for Alzheimer's, increasing the risk for dementia, increasing the onslaught of accelerated aging. Oh, no. I don't want that. I want to be fully functional in spirit, mind, and body. I want every tissue, cell, organ, gland in my body to function like God created it to function. Amen? Somebody give me an amen. Somebody. Come on. Man, I wish we had a crowd here that all say, and everybody said,
amen.
Hallelujah to the Lord. Sleep disturbances interfere with dopamine levels, leading to imbalances associated with bipolar, schizophrenia, simply depression, anxiety. How many people are walking around with this? Gardy, this is all sleep. You know what I mean? So if detoxification can directly impact sleep, and so many people have some version of these secondary, tertiary symptom patterns. So if you're a patient that has anxiety, depression, if you have other neurodegenerative mind issues, your brain fog, ADD, ADHD, your kids are hyperactive and bouncing off the walls, you're finding yourself sick all the time and not fully recovering from illnesses, you find yourself just constantly under a state of just high stress, high demands, and you're not sleeping well, maybe it's time to do a detox. We go in reverse order. Let's go upstream. So sometimes we look down here at the base and start thinking, where's the nearest sleep aid? That ain't the problem. The problem is we've got to fix some of your lifestyle patterns. Maybe we need to change some habits upstream, and we need to encourage better detoxification pathways to increase cellular efficiency, cell-to-cell communication. And when those cells begin to function and communicate better, guess what winds up happening? The downstream effects vanish quickly without trace. There's no more dementia. There's no more ADD. There's no more hyperactivity. There's no more depression. There's no more anxiety. It all just melts away. But you didn't even treat that. Exactly. We gave the body tools and resources to perform at a higher level, and it fixes the downstream glitches. Whatever your symptom patterns are, oftentimes you're taught in today's Western approach, Gardy, is that people give you medicines to treat a downstream issue that's caused that the cause is upstream, and that downstream solution will never impact the upstream problem. And we all have problems. We all have challenges. There's always an obstacle, right? It's not always a bed of roses, but there is answers. The Lord always provides tools. He always provides resources. He's Jehovah Jireh. The Lord our what? Provider. Guess what? He's always providing a solution. All you have to do is ask better questions, get involved with better people that know a better direction to help you apply and hold yourself accountable to a better way of living. At Living Well Clinical Nutrition Center, we want to be that. We want to give you those resources and tools. Is it easy? Yes. Or is it simple? Yes. Is it easy? Not always. Right? Because application is the challenge. But what if you could just make 1 degree of change today? Well, on the detox, we've always talked about 1 degree of change. If you're only eating, fast food every day, and we put you into a detox and you don't know what to eat, and all you're eating is, 3 broccoli heads. And I'm not talking about the big ones. I'm talking about the little ones that they already come pre-chopped, and 7 little of those fake carrots. And you say that's your lunch. So you went from a 2,000 calorie garbage diet to a 500 calorie, clean diet. You're going to have blood sugar issues. You know what I mean? You're going to have a migraine. You're going to have a headache. You're going to have detox symptoms because you're not actually detoxing at that point. You're starving. You know what I mean? So we've got to make sure that we fuel you right. That's why we have the tribe. Man, I have seen so much chatter on the detox group and on our Facebook group. I've seen so much chatter in our coaches program, in our one-on-one coaching groups, where people are sharing photos. This whole week we've been focused on the rainbow and making sure that everybody's eating the rainbow. Somebody posted this morning a tea they made with the rainbow. I was like, that is cool. And it was like orange rinds and flowers and stuff, and it was gorgeous. And I'm like, I wish I had that tea this morning for my morning, breakfast.
I feel like people should offer that. Hey, I made 5. Come and get it. I think the same thing with the dishes. I'm like, if I could just have a bowl of that soup, or I would love to try that. Dr. Chapa's lunch.
You know what it is we need to have. Everybody needs to carry the big Yeti backpack ice cooler. Right?
Just hand it out.
And that way we just have extras. Now that way you're getting an exercise because you're carrying extra weight. And then you're practicing the art of giving by giving out, of your abundance and overflow. I like how you think, Gardy.
It's good.
I think this could be a good step to start. I hope we're going to lead by example. Yeah?
Of course.
That's right. All right. So my Yeti's in the cooler in the car, but I don't know if I'm willing to share my food with you yet. I gotta really open up my heart there.
Yesterday I was at the Houston Zoo. And guess what kind of food they have there?
Pretzels?
Nothing. Yeah, pretzels, popcorn, all that stuff. You know what I had? I went and they had nachos, and I said, "Can I have some guacamole and pico de gallo?" And that's what I ate, and it put me in a better mood because I was hungry, and I was like, "Oh, this is a bad idea," because parking's nuts, and it was. Yeah. The kids were off school yesterday, but it helped me,
and it was gorgeous.
It was good. Yeah.
But next time you got to plan the picnic.
Yeah.
It brings back a good memory for me. Like when Kinley, 15 years ago, was born, we were at the Houston Zoo having a picnic day 2. I mean, literally, we were those parents. People were like, she's how old? She was born when? Mom, like you did what yesterday? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And we're at the zoo with our kid, and it was a beautiful day. We had a picnic. I mean, I could walk right to the if it's still there, but I could walk right to the bench, or at least to the area. I mean, I remember it like it was just yesterday. I mean, it was amazing, and I do remember people looking at us like we were nuts, you know?
Yeah.
But I mean, when you do things healthily, you're able to your recovery rate is faster, right? Your ability to do something, quote unquote, against the status quo, you do stand out like a sore thumb. You look different. But I mean, that is also a testimony of good health, you know, whenever you're not laid up in bed for 6 weeks, 4 weeks, you know, due to whatever complication that you had to go through to get that kid out, you know? And so I'm really always thankful, you know, to walk people through those pathways. But man, yesterday was a gorgeous day. So it just makes me think, man, I wish I was at the zoo yesterday.
It was good. The people look at you crazy though whenever like, I want the nachos, but I want no chips, no chicken, and I just want the
guacamole. And that healthy fat though, what does that healthy fat do, right? It stabilizes your blood sugar, and frankly will potentially give you more energy longer throughout your day if you'll just stay to those healthy fats. And so good for you. I mean, you found a way, even at a place that doesn't offer real food. You found a solution. Good for you. Bravo. If I had the little, there you go. There it is. There it is. That's the one. Yay. Yay. And so, all right. So sleeping well, thinking well. Man, so if you have problems falling asleep, staying asleep, if you find yourself tossing and turning, burning up through the night, if you experience, waking up, staring at the ceiling, wondering why in the world are you awake, and, you know, or we'd even talk about this one, if you wake up during the night to pee, or multiple times to pee, these are all indicators that your body is symptomatically dealing with something at the downstream level. Detoxification, the ultimate detox experience with living well, is a way that you can influence your liver, which we talked about quite a bit today, your bowels, to eliminate waste. Remember that we want to poop it out, pee it out, breathe it out, excrete it out. We want to get it all out, right? The detox helps your body eliminate the trash, to neutralize the acid from your lymph system, your kidney system, your bowel system. Get rid of that excess funk and filth and all that excess sediment, and allow your body to go into a restorative state. The detox is a powerful 3-month program that will allow your body to heal, that will allow it to digest better, absorb better inside of 3 weeks. 3 months worth of work in 3 weeks. Are you kidding me? I mean, that is a steal of a deal, Gardy. We use supplements to drive the liver. We use supplements to drive the lymph. We use supplements to clean the blood. We use supplements to clean the bowel. We use shakes that help balance blood sugar, that give you 95% of the amino acid profile of mother's milk. We have this thing down to a science. We have tools in your shakes that, like L-glutamine, that helps seal and heal the gut lining. So if you're struggling with skin problems, if you're struggling with allergens, or if you have, bloating and gas and belly pain issues, if you have leaky gut challenges, if you've got, advanced disorders, everything from even things like Crohn's or things like, ulcerative colitis. There's answers that we can start leading you down and find solutions. And we have to be particular. I mean, some of these extreme cases, we have to be a little bit, we maybe can't put you just on any raw vegetable because there's already known irritations in the GI tract. But that's where the clinical care comes in. But when you're a part of a tribe and a movement, we'll find a way to get to you and help you get plugged in. We'll find a way to serve you and make sure that you're not left in the dust. Mm-hmm. And communication's king. We know you're a part of the health journey. It's no longer just on the clinician to take care of you. You got to be willing to take care of you. You got to be willing to push the right buttons to dial your emotional state in, your sleep state in, your detox state in, your health and wellness state in. You got to make some choices that you don't want to be stuck in the status quo or below. Because what if you are, dipping into those lower areas of symptom land? Well, that just leads to disease land. You're just going. If you keep going down that track, you're going to find yourself in a place you don't want to be. And it doesn't mean that you're not going to have problems on the wellness track. You're just going to respond better when the problems, challenges, and obstacles show up. And that's what health is about. It's how does your body respond whenever faced with a challenge, an obstacle, or a problem. Does that make sense? And when you have tools, resources, restorative baselines already in place in your body, your ability to navigate the problems, the challenges, the obstacles that life throws at you from a health perspective, from an emotional stress perspective, is astronomically different than somebody that doesn't have those tools and resources. And so the ultimate detox is something that I love talking about, teaching and working people through, either one-on-one, in group care, in these personal coaching programs that we're doing at the office, because detox is 3 months worth of work in 3 weeks. It's a focused approach. What if you don't have 21 days? No problem. Do 10. We have a 10-day program that can serve you wonderfully. We teach people 42 days a year. It's not like it's going to be the first one or the last one you're going to do. You start today, because when's the best time to plant an oak tree, Gardy?
30 years ago.
Oh, darn it, I missed the boat. But when's the next best time?
You can start today.
Today, buddy. You can start today, and we will help you. We'll train you. We'll guide you through the terrain, and you will feel better, live better, be better every step. You will love how you feel at the end of a detox. You'll love how you feel going through the detox. You'll actually come and tell us, I don't want to stop the detox program. I would like just to keep going. Can I do that? Of course you can. I remember doing my first 5, 6 detoxes. Actually, it probably was up to 10. I thought I was only doing them twice a year, every 6 months, but I was finding that my result was ending after about 3 months. I was kind of not 3 sheets to the wind again, eating whatever, doing whatever, after about 90 days. And I'm like, you know what? I remember every time I do a detox, man, I want to live better for 3 months. Like after that 21 day, I am like, I don't want to just jump right into pizza. I don't want to just jump back into burgers. I don't want to just jump back into whatever cheat meal I was getting into before, right? I'm like focused for another 3 months. And I'm like, and I'm 4 months and I'm 3 sheets to the wind. Maybe I'm going to do a detox. So I started doing a detox every 4 months. Then I'm like, I wonder if I do it how often can a person detox? Now my science brain's kicking, right? Because now I'm seeing this pattern, this trend. And now I'm doing a 21-day detox, taking 10 days off, doing a 21-day detox, taking 10 days off, doing a 21-day detox. I mean, I'm literally just doing this over and over again. And I guess over the course of time, I mean, this is my 43rd detox. This is an exciting detox for me. But I am finding that I now live like this, even when I'm not on a detox, even when I'm not taking all the supplements and sucking down all the shakes. I am still living a healthier lifestyle more often. And now my detox effects probably last 9 months, 12 months. I mean, I can pretty much go almost a whole year and maybe have a cheat meal a month. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Very different. And people go, I don't want to live that way. Some guy told me the other day, he goes, I've seen your diet. I don't want to eat your diet. There's no meat on it. I'm like, well, you just met me when I'm on a detox. I eat meat. I love brisket. I love chicken. I love fish. I love turkey. I love eggs. You know what I mean? And you should too. It's just anybody can do anything in the detox realm with an intentional purpose in order to make the... There we go.
You're good. Sorry.
Yeah, I know. I was like, what was that? Technology tried to unwind on me. And going through this detox, for example, this being my 43rd one, I wanted to literally be a bean-free, legume-free, grain-free, vegetable-only diet and still train as heavy and hard as I've been training. So I knew that I was going to have to figure out how to get, the necessary calories in. And I mean, I'm eating, 18 ounces of vegetables like 6 times a day. And it equates to approximately 3,200 calories. I'm eating, my bag is heavy, at the beginning of the day because I'm eating so much food. And I'll be honest with you, it's not always easy. It tastes really good, but I mean, it's just a lot of food. but I'm also intentionally trying to do something because I've seen athletes perform at top-notch levels. These athletes that say that you can perform at top-notch level on a vegetable-only diet, I'm like, what does that really look like? Because nobody, in even all the documentaries, nobody gives you a diet plan. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They just say, oh, I just eat plant-based. Well, what does that mean? Oh, just like the guy that came in, he goes, I eat plant-based, and he's eating grains. Oh, you mean you're a carbitarian? I'm sorry, that's not vegetables. You know, that's not health and wellness. Like, what are you really eating? You know, I remember going to a keto conference, you know, many, many, many years ago. It was 36 hours, hour by hour, of people getting up from all over the world speak. They had 55 minutes to speak with a 5-minute break, 55 minutes to speak and a 5-minute break. And they held it to the line, too. I mean, they were like, people were getting upset that they got cut off. Sorry, you got 55 hard minutes. I came from the Netherlands. Doesn't matter. You know?
Yeah.
And so this guy got up there, and he was a monster, dude. Like, he was huge. And, an awesome-looking dude. But he's up there talking about, you know, how good he feels and this, that, and people are asking him all these cool questions. And I just like, you know what? I'm like reading right through it. And I'm like, what is this guy really eating? So I finally, you know, got my butt up and walked up to the mic, and I said, all right, so I got the simple question. What did you eat for breakfast this morning? And he's just like, he had heard a pin drop. He just, you know, he had to think for a second. Well, you should know. Oh, I had my bulletproof coffee. Dude, you don't look like that, and you're just doing bulletproof coffee. What did you eat this morning, you know? And when he finally started kind of thinking through it, because he realized, I was just letting that awkward silence set in, you know?
Yeah.
What'd you eat for lunch? What'd you eat for dinner? What'd you eat in the middle of the meals? How was it? I need to understand what did it look like? Because people, like, nobody's teaching this stuff. It's one thing to tell you, hey, stop eating sugar. You can't ever have sugar again. That's not real. You know, people are going to find a way to get into sugar. There's very few people, less than 5, less than 3, less than 1% that will actually stop consuming sugar. Even the people that I meet at seminars, they're like, oh, I haven't had sugar in years. The next year I see them drinking wine and eating carbs. You know, and I'm like, you know, people are in stages and phases and seasons, and where they're real disciplined and hardcore. I mean, I don't know how long this season and phase will be for me that I'm living this extreme, but I mean, I've been pretty extreme since I've been 15 years old. I mean, and people go, you know, they think that my wife was telling this gal the other day. She goes, you know, I met him doing Body for Life by Bill Phillips. Like, he was on a program at 15 years old.
Yeah.
You know? And so I don't know that actually it wasn't 15, it was, I think, 18. Because that's the one we met. But I was actively trying to figure out. I did the restrictive thing at 15. I took the juices out. I took the lemonades out. I took the sugar out of my tea out. I took the sodas out. I took the Capri Suns out. I took all the sauces, the apple sauces out. Like, anything that had sugar in it, Gardy, I took it out at 15 years old. I lost 55 pounds in 3 months. I mean, how do you do that? I restricted the food. Now, thankfully, my parents were also shifting into a more plant-based diet. We had this really cool plant-based diet, and but it wasn't all plant-based. We still incorporated chicken and stuff, and so we were eating, healthier foods. Now, we were like low-fat dieters at the time, and I didn't know any better. I'm learning, and what better way? But I'm thankful that my parents were actually eating decent. Because they already knew how to cook. A 15-year-old doesn't really know how to cook if they had never seen it, right? And so, I got my kids at 12. Dash can cook eggs. Kinley can cook sparkly vegetables, Brussels sprouts, asparagus, bacon wrapped, thises and that's. I mean, they're learning. The tools of today, the air frying capabilities. I just got this air fryer. I had this little video post the other day because I'd never used the air frying feature on one of these. Actually, as a matter of fact, we've had one in the past. I used it twice, didn't like it, and gave it away.
Yeah.
And I come home and one shows up in my doorstep. I'm like, stupid Amazon. Why do they have to bring that to my doorstep? Oh, you hit that magic button. Oh, Gardy, did you know that there's a magic button you can push on this particular website and stuff magically shows up at your doorstep?
Sometimes the same day.
Sometimes the same day.
It's amazing.
It's really, really terribly amazing. And so, but and anyway, this thing shows up, and I'm over there. I'm like, all right, I'll give it the old college try, and I'm really shocked. I like it. It can quickly and easily give people a 10-minute healthy option where you're not destroying the food by microwaving it. You can roast things, fry things without all the bad oils. And I mean, I'm just like looking at this thing going, this is how we need to be playing. Now, I had to figure out, how am I going to get 3,000 calories a day in my diet? So I just had to put it in our MacroFix app and start figuring out how to, what does meals look like? What is it going to take to get that many? And I found that about 18 ounces of vegetables a day. And I have everything from cabbage to Brussels to asparagus to onions to turnips, to sweet potatoes. I'm incorporating a ton of stuff. But, I'm also training 6 days a week, and I'm working really hard. I'm trying to do some really neat things. I'm sprinting as fast as I can, trying to beat my son in a foot race. Because it's going to be a matter of time. Do you know that kid's got a size 11 foot?
Really?
Do you know how big my foot is?
How big?
It's 10 and a half to 11.
Yeah.
His foot is bigger than my foot. and he's already taller than his mom by an inch. He is going to be stronger. He's going to be faster. He's going to be better than me, which I'm happy about. But while I got the upper hand, I'm going to do everything I can to maximize my advantage to beat him in a foot race, to out-pull him and to out-strengthen him. But I am going to use those little games to build him and to make him strong too. You know what I mean? And but man, it's really cool to watch my girls. Like they want to go to the park and do exercises. We don't go to the park and just play. We go to the park and do body squats and jump over benches and do dead hangs from the monkey bars and play. So in order to keep playing heavily with my children, I have to be fit enough, and to be fit enough, I have to fuel well enough, and to incorporate detox in the middle of all that, and to starve myself is not a good plan. So I had to figure out a way, and so I'm literally, and that would be kind of like my approach to give you advice, because you might not like the same vegetables I like, but if I told you you needed to eat 12 ounces of vegetables, or 8 ounces of vegetables, just play with the math. If I'm at 18 and that's about 3,000 calories, you can kind of backtrack it down to figure out, okay, I need about 1,500 calories. I probably need about, 9 ounces of vegetables 5 times a day.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Because vegetables burn off quick. You're going to have to eat every 2 hours. It's just the rules of the game. Don't worry about it. Don't sweat it. Just accept that that's what detox looks like. Oh, but that's a lot of work. Maybe. What if you do a little prep on Sunday, a little prep on Wednesday, and then your week's done? You could do 3-day, 4-day prep. Or we've got, there's different people out there that will prep your food for you, and that's going to cost you. But, if you're too busy, then hopefully that busy's translating into dollars, and you can afford to get somebody to make you some food, and then you know that you know that you know. Or you can get cool contraptions that literally, this air fryer thing, dude, I can throw stuff in there. I threw, my son was in a hurry, so I threw it bacon-wrapped asparagus in the air fryer, and to give it that bacony smell and that bacony, juicy flavor. And I threw it in there, 15 or 20 minutes at 350. Boom. And out the door he goes with some vegetables, 2 turkey balls, and a shake.
Sounds good.
Yeah. The dude's ready for the day.
Mm-hmm.
Took me 25 minutes to really get that ready, for him, and he was in a hurry. Dude, it really, it's not the end of the world to kind of help show them even that they can, prepare well for their day. Because, a kid will just naturally just leave and go, and then they won't eat all day long, but then their brain is garbage because they have blood sugar crashes, right? I can't think. And then they're reaching for the same garbage that all the other kids are reaching for, and then they get hyperactive, and then they get the ADD, and then it just translates into that downstream problem again, right? So anyway, I'm rambling. But anyway, here's the deal. I love detox. I love health and wellness. I love coaching people and sharing ideas with people because everybody's got, challenges, obstacles, and problems. The Lord is our provider. Living Well wants to be a provider of good information, true information, helpful information to lead you down the primrose path. so that you can live well, be well, stay well, one bite at a time, one day at a time. Remember, it's your life, it's your health, and your choice, and we believe in you. You're worth it, and we know that if you do a 21-day detox with us, the ultimate experience in living your best, you will feel better, you'll live better, you will perform better in your job, in your school, in your day-to-day. So I just want to encourage you tonight, 6:30 p.m., Butler's Courtyard. You're in for a treat for those that come out and participate. God bless you today. We'll see you next week.
This is KHEA Radio, 99.5 FM.